Hey guys, how's it going? So in this video, we're actually going to put a few corals and a few little bits and pieces over into the PICO reef. So stick around, and I hope you enjoy the video. G'day, I'm Luke, and I'm an avid reptile and amphibian keeper. On my channel, you'll see heaps of DIY tutorials, enclosure builds, herping clips, and loads more to do with animals. I hope you subscribe for some more animal related content. So as I said guys, time has come. I've had enough of looking at this tank with just a few bits of rock in there. I'm absolutely going to pack it out full of corals. I want it to be popping in colour and all sorts. And not too long ago we actually had a shipment from Monsoon Aquatics up in Queensland and in the Northern Territory as well, a couple of different areas. Not only did I get a sweet new hat, thanks Monsoon, but we got a few bits and pieces from them. And one of the things that I found actually most exciting that I found on a few of the morph rocks that we got in there is not the morphs themselves, but I got a few kind of really cool bits of macroalgae, so they're going to go into this little tank too. I know I was just thinking about doing, just corals in there, but yeah, I'm a bit of a sucker for the macroalgae as well. So we're going to put a few little bits into this tank, and yeah, a few colourful corals as well. So let's have a quick look at what we might take out of some of my other tanks, and yeah, we're going to get going to it and pop all of these things into this little PICO reef. So as far as corals that are going to come out of the mangrove tank here, this is my mangrove tank if you haven't seen it already. I'm pretty much going to take all of these morphs and rhodactuses and discosomas and bits and pieces out of there. There are a few bits kicking around all over the shop. I think there's a couple floating back there too. So they're going to probably build up the majority of the corals going into this tank. And I've also got a little rogue donut coral back over there that I'll take out. And that little leather hasn't been doing so crash hot in here because he's been pretty much out-competed by this one. So I might actually see if I can resurrect it from the sad life that it looks like it's had and put it over into this tank, because it was a really lovely leather once upon a time. So I'm going to see if I can kind of save that one as well. So as far as corals from my main reef tank go, I'm thinking about pulling this bright green hammer coral out of there because he's kind of just hidden down in that corner and I don't think it's doing him any justice. So I'm going to see if I can actually get him out of there and see if he can survive in this little PICO reef as well, and he might be a nice little feature piece inside the reef. On top of that guy, I do actually have a few frags in here that I'm thinking about popping across. I might even just try out that little bit of SPS in there. That's one that I fragged up at work, so I might actually see how he goes in there because it's been doing pretty good in some pretty low light, low flow environments at work already, so it'd be interesting to see how he does in this tank anyway. But there's also those nice rastozoas there. I think those are eagle eyes below it, but I might pop a few of those across into this tank as well. Well, there we go guys, I've just popped all these little corals in here now. Most of them are looking a little bit stressed, and that's okay. We'll come and revisit it again once they're all looking nice and happy and open. But I'll tell you what we've got in here. So we've got little Rhodactus, there's a little Superman Rhodactus there. Got some green Rhodactus just scattered throughout. I think there's 3 or 4 in there. There's one down the back corner. We've got the red corallimorphs over there, a couple of different striped corallimorphs, another little blue morph there. Then down the front here we've also got some raster zoanthids. We've got a little tiny deshi, or a meat coral, or donut coral. We've got some palm tree zoanthids there that are closed up. I think one's starting to sort of come out a little bit back there. We've got some, I believe they're eagle eye zoas there, another little zoophrag there. There's a couple that I've been cutting up inside of my other main reef tank. We've got this awesome toxic green hammer coral there. Accidentally popped a couple of his tentacles. You can see a couple of them around there. Bit unfortunate, but he should bounce back fine. We've also got that leather coral there that hasn't been doing so well in the mangrove tank. I'm really hoping that one bounces back, because that's quite a nice little, I believe it's a yellow leather, and it has like really nice white polyps on it, so I'm hoping that bounces back. Got a little bubble tip anemone there as well. There's a little bit of xenia off the side, and right over in the back corner is some really bright metallic green star polyp. So we've got all of that. We've also got these nice red macroalgae right down the front here. I'm really excited about those, to be quite frank. They're really cool. And we do have some other type of macro. I'm not sure of types or anything like that I've just kind of popped down in the corner down there as well as scattered throughout. We've got a couple of rogue pallies over in there as well. Palithoa. They're off that big main colony that I've had kicking around forever. I really like that colony, so I don't mind spreading them around a little bit and get them into a few different systems. Just kind of a bit of a insurance policy should anything go wrong. But I reckon this is looking quite good. I am wondering whether this tank's going to need a little bit more flow or not, but we might see how it goes for the time being. It's got a little bit of water movement down the back there, but as I said, we'll come back and revisit this once everybody's out and happy and looking really good. So I gave it a couple of days with the more low flow environment with just the return filter, the little internal filter over there. And I just found there just wasn't quite enough flow in there to keep the animals happy. In particular, things like the little palm tree zoanthid there, even the macroalgae and that just seemed to be a little bit still for my liking. So I ended up adding in this little AQUA pump. It's a little 500 litre an hour pump, and it's just on one of its minimum settings. And I've found a couple of elbows and stuff kicking around in some of my spare container buckets here. It always helps having a whole bunch of different fish tanks over the years and keeping the spares. But that's just added a little bit more flow inside of this environment and helps stimulate a bit more of the corals and everything to move around. The lights have not only long just been on too, so most of them are still waking up a little bit. But this is probably the most out there that I've seen that little palm tree zoanthid in particular. Starting to really come alive, which is nice to see. So there we have it, guys. This thing's fully loaded now. I'm pretty happy with how it's looking too. There's a lot of nice colours in there and a lot of nice corals. Most of them which are, super easy to keep. And everything's looking pretty happy now, especially with the extra little wave maker in there, or the little return pump that I've turned into a wave maker. I might swap that out down the line. I might kind of tinker around with this tank a little bit, but we'll just kind of play it by ear and see how it goes, how it is anyway. But if you like the video, make sure to drop it a comment, give it a like, subscribe if you really want to see a bit more of it, because we still need to put some livestock into here. And I'll catch you guys on the next video. Take care.